So Bitcoin is booming again. It's trying to break another all-time high. Not quite yet. It's 70,000 today, but it was quite a jump in just one day, more than 5% jump in a day for Bitcoin. This is quite a lot, and of course it's pulling the whole market with it. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about a gold mining company that is now officially stating that they will be buying more than $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then I'm going to talk about Robert Kiyosaki making another prediction of when Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000 according to his opinion. Then I'm going to talk to you about the tokens that I'm currently buying, which you asked about. So let's start the show. Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner with myself, OJ, crypto analyst and investor since 2016. This is your go-to place for all things crypto. We are talking cryptocurrencies today. We're talking the whole market being up. Well, there are a few tokens that are not really up, but most of them, from 90 tokens that I'm watching, only 6 tokens right now are in the red. Everything else is in the green. Bitcoin is up 5.60%. Ethereum is pretty much tracing what Bitcoin is doing, also 5% up in the last 24 hours. We have tokens like Solana jumped by 4%, even though it was much more earlier. To be honest, actually, Solana was pumping yesterday as well. So Solana was kind of ahead of the rest of the market. Cardano and Doge are up around 3%, 3.5%. Avalanche is up 4%. And Ton, the former token of Telegram, now independent token, is up 7%. It's actually one of the bigger jumps here in the top 10. I mean, it's number 11, but if we don't count stable coins like USD Tether and USDC, Ton comes at number 9. And then Shiba is pumping as well, 4%. Link is up almost 6% right now, and there is news about Avalanche and Chainlink forming a collaboration. I talked about this in one of my YouTube shorts, so you can check this video. I very quickly explained what is this collaboration partnership about. And what else we have? We have Internet Protocol, ICP, 16% up. This is actually by far the biggest gainer here in the top 20. Now, apart from this, let's quickly see what actually propelled Bitcoin to jump so high. And it's not, of course, because of that, but many people are speculating that it's because of this news. It's not because of this news, but I mean, I just feel that the dip is over. We did have the dip, we did confirm. I'm not going to go into the charts right now, but last time I was looking at the charts and I was showing you where is our support, and I said that if we actually bounce from this support, it's going to be very bullish. It will mean that we are continuing the rally, and we bounced exactly from that support. If I find my chart, I will actually insert it in here in post-production, because I don't really have it open right now here on the screen, but maybe in post-production you will see the chart and you will see what I mean. Now, this news actually came just a few hours ago, so definitely this is not the news that drove this kind of pump in Bitcoin, but it just gives another boost. And as you know, every time we see these strong moves from Bitcoin, we also start seeing kind of coordinated in the news, in mainstream news especially, we start seeing a lot of bullish, positive news about Bitcoin. And this is very positive, because this is a gold mining company that is now stating that they are committed to be buying 24,800 Bitcoin, which is worth more than $1 billion. I think they have the estimate here in this article, $1.7 billion it's estimated this to be costing. So this is quite a big deal, because as you know, for the longest time, the argument has been Bitcoin or gold. Which one is more secure? Which one is better? You know, a lot of baby boomers generation strongly, you know, holding their gold, and they've been very much against Bitcoin, mainly because they don't really understand it, because it's digital. They don't really trust digital. They feel that just because it's digital, it's vulnerable to electricity. You know, what if the grid is off, and all of these other questions and things that, of course, we know this is not really the threat for Bitcoin, but yeah, for the longest time, it was pretty much the fight was between gold and Bitcoin. And already in the last bull market, we saw a lot of reports. Goldman Sachs and other big investment companies and hedge funds came and said that there is a lot of outflow from gold investments into Bitcoin, and this cycle even more, especially with the spot ETFs. So of course, this is no surprise for us, but it is kind of a big deal. because it's now the first gold mining company that comes forward officially stating that they're committed to be buying such a huge amount of Bitcoin. It is quite a huge amount. And I mean, there's speculation by the crypto community that this is kind of fake news. This is a Reddit post that I saw here where people were discussing this topic in particular. Someone is saying a company with a $4 million market cap is buying $1.7 billion of Bitcoin. It seems legitimate to me, he says. This is, of course, a sarcastic comment. But what is important is that you can't really look at the market cap of a company and think that this is indicative of the capital that the company has. The market cap of the company is not the capital or the assets that the company owns. It's the price of its shares. So I mean, the fact that the market cap of a company is for instance, $4 million, it doesn't mean that the company itself has that kind of capital. They can have less or they can have more. So I don't really see this as a valid argument, but there are some other comments that I actually like here. For instance, another Redditor is saying it's possible that they are taking debt to buy this in the hope that Bitcoin will keep going up. It's a crazy risk, he says, in case things don't go according to plan. I don't think it's a crazy risk, to be honest. We are in such a strong bull market. I think it's quite a wise risk. And I guess, these investors are prone to risk. They do have some risk tolerance. Also, it just goes to show, another Redditor says, how market caps are a stupid metric sometimes, useless in isolation. And he's got a very good point here. But nonetheless, this is a story that was reported in quite a few different outlets today. So it is, one of the stories that everyone is paying attention to. Robert Kiyosaki, another strong supporter of Bitcoin for the longest time now. He is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the most successful self-help books out there for many years now, property investor. And he's got, his fingers in too many pies. He's got so many businesses and everything, golf courses, you name it, he's got it. He is a strong proponent of Bitcoin. He's been bullish on Bitcoin for the longest time. I remember reporting on his prognosis that Bitcoin is going to drop to about 20K during the bear market, and then he's going to start buying aggressively. And Bitcoin did drop to 20K. In fact, it dropped below 20K as well. So I'm pretty sure he was buying aggressively, but he's coming forward right now and he's saying that even at this $70,000 price, he is buying more. And then he predicts that Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000 by September. Something that at this point, I'm also feeling very positive about this price tag, because I feel that typically September, October are quite strong months for Bitcoin. And I feel that having this kind of expectation of Bitcoin to go to around 100K by September or October is very realistic. It's very achievable. Originally, I thought Bitcoin is going to go to 80,000 this year, and perhaps it's going to cross 100,000 next year. But that was before we hit an all-time high a month ago. And then I had to adjust my expectations, because I just realized this is a much stronger bull run this time. It's a much stronger bull cycle. We've never had an all-time high before the halving. This is a precedent this time. So definitely we have to expect much more from Bitcoin than what originally we were expecting. So I feel that 80,000 is going to be very soon, possibly even before the halving, which is coming in a few weeks time, or around the halving. We could have another dip, which will give us a good opportunity to reaccumulate. If you are selling during these pumps right now that we are seeing, you will be scooping during the dips for sure, and that will be a good strategy. But certainly, as you can see, the dips are not as deep. I told you last time, even a 20% dip is going to be pure luck if we get a 20% dip. I don't really see the case for a 20% dip coming anytime soon. At this point, we made a 16% dip. This was the biggest that we managed for the last few months. So definitely a 5-10% dip, 11-12% dip. This is pretty much what we are capable right now, and this is a good buy opportunity. And then we start again, another rally. So 80,000, 90,000 during the course of the next couple of months, that's very achievable. And then, of course, during the summer, a bit of a quiet time for Bitcoin and for crypto in general. August is not a very strong month. July is not a very strong month typically. So we don't know, this is not a typical cycle, but typically they're not very strong months. So we could see either consolidation or maybe even further dips coming. And then come September, 100K. I can see it, easy. But I'm not actually buying Bitcoin right now. I'm reaccumulating altcoins that I was selling during the previous pumps, and I was reaccumulating during this dip, but the dip was a little bit too short. So I wasn't able to reaccumulate all of them. So yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to share with you which ones, but first I jumped into yet another hot new pre-sale, and it's the token of a new DEX, and I did mention it already in a previous episode here, but if you missed it, here's briefly why I'm investing. Well, first of all, this is a Bitcoin-centric decentralized exchange. It's built on the Stacks blockchain, and Stacks is a Bitcoin layer for smart contracts. It basically enables smart contracts and decentralized applications to trustlessly use Bitcoin as an asset and settle transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. In other words, for the first time, we're talking about Bitcoin DEX. And as we've seen, innovative projects like this have an edge in this competitive market. And not only that, but DEXs have even more appeal lately with all the regulatory constraints that the US and the EU keep imposing on us. Much like Uniswap, Satoshi Dex is a direct peer-to-peer platform for trading digital assets, and it offers several unique advantages due to its integration with Stacks. For instance, Satoshi Dex pioneers Bitcoin yield farming, allowing users to earn yield on their Bitcoin in a decentralized way. This means you can stake your Bitcoin directly or through Stacks-based synthetic assets, participating in liquidity provision staking and other yield-generating activities. This feature presents new avenues for passive income, and it's not something that you can do with the current platforms that are available. Also, cross-chain swaps between Bitcoin and other assets without relying on centralized bridges or custodians, which is also achieved through the integration with Stacks and provides a trustless link to Bitcoin, eliminating the need for wrapped assets or the expensive Ethereum fees. Up until now, Bitcoin was largely excluded from DeFi simply because the other DEXs are built on either Ethereum or Solana or Polygon and other blockchains. We didn't really have a Bitcoin-centric DEX. The integration of Satoshi Dex with Stacks means that it benefits from the underlying security of the Bitcoin blockchain, leveraging its hash power and consensus mechanism to secure transactions and smart contracts, and Bitcoin is the most secure blockchain of them all, so it's a positive factor. On top of this, Satoshi Dex employs a decentralized governance model, allowing token holders to propose or vote and implement changes to the protocol. So they use the DAO model. The governance process is designed to be transparent and accessible, encouraging wide participation from the community, which is great. And if you're thinking that this wouldn't work very well because Bitcoin is just too slow for DeFi, you're wrong, because Stacks is a layer 2 solution, and its microblocks feature means that the DEX can have faster transactions compared to traditional block confirmations. So there's no need to wait for 10-20 minute block confirmations. Also, staking rewards are a very appealing way for earning passively. So by staking, you can increase your profit over time. Their native token is called SatX, and it's in a pre-sale right now. You can get it at a super low price for maximum profit later down the line. The thing is, DEXs usually see a lot of growth in their early days, which is why their tokens are a hot property in those early stages. As they gain traction and increase their user base, the token sees price appreciation. This is what happened with literally every DEX so far. So it's a no-brainer. This one on the screen right now is an example of my first purchase. I did 3 purchases already of this token. The main reason why I do this, and I always do this, is because I don't want to risk a large amount in case something goes wrong. Once my internet connection dropped and a transaction got stuck halfway. It was a long time ago, not recently, but ever since I am wary about doing transactions with large amounts, so I prefer doing 2 or 3 smaller transactions rather than one big one, and I advise you to do the same. I can see a strong potential in this token as the DEX gains a large user base, and I might even use my tokens to provide liquidity in the early days, for which I will earn more tokens as rewards. And there are staking rewards too. If I'm holding the token for some time, of course, I will stake it for extra profit. You can do it too, just follow my link in the description below and grab some of these while they're still cheap in the pre-sale. Now, other tokens that I'm buying this week, well, I did scoop a lot of stuff during the dip last week, but I still had some orders that didn't get filled. Tokens like Render, Floki, VXV, S-Fund. I was selling these during their recent pumps and I was hoping to reaccumulate at lower prices, but they didn't drop that much. Only some of my orders got filled. So I'm now looking to reaccumulate more. I didn't get very aggressive with my buying over the last day because now we started pumping, and I really like to buy when the market is down, you know, when we are having a decent dip. Actually, on CoinX, I started buying some meme coins because this exchange, and I ignored it for a long time. I've had an account here for a very long time. I like it because it's non-KYC, but I didn't really pay attention to it, and only recently I got into a coin here, a meme coin, Toshi, and it actually pumped by more than 50% since my entry. And my entry was during the dip just a few days ago. Like, it was maybe 4 days or 5 days ago at most when I jumped into this token. And I already managed to make, you know, more than, I think, around 60% gains on this token. So I'm scalping it as we speak. And then I noticed that they have a lot of other meme coins here. In fact, you can go, these are the Solana coins, but you can just go to meme and see all of the meme tokens, not only the ones that I'm following. These are the ones. Look at how many meme coins they have here. A lot of them are on Solana, but not only. And really, this is ideal if you are not really willing to do Uniswap, where the fees, of course, are super high. Maybe you are trading on a Solana decentralized exchanges, that's okay, the fees are low there. But Uniswap, I wouldn't really trade on Uniswap at this point. So definitely here it's a centralized exchange, but it's a non-KYC centralized exchange, which I really like. And it's just a very useful solution. It's convenient. So you can scoop some of the meme coins here, and I am scooping some of them. Boto is one of them, and I've been talking about Boto for quite some time. Another one is Ladies. I'm actually waiting to see. I want to see a bigger dip on this token in order to scoop it, but it's already went through a bit of a correction, so that's not bad. Slurf is here, even though I'm not ready to jump into this. I missed the train. This was a token that had a humongous performance over the previous week, or was it 2 weeks ago? And I'm not ready to jump in. I feel that I want to see what the performance. I'm still watching it. It's on my watch list. Let's just say that. And then I have a few other ones here, as you can see on my watch list, but I'm not accumulating them. Toshi is really the token that I was buying more aggressively lately. So yeah, hopefully this answers your question. Of course, in the next video, I will keep talking about tokens that I'm currently accumulating. I'm actually preparing a video where I'm going to show you 3 new AI tokens that are to be released or just have been released. Brand new tokens, because we are looking for new tokens that will have a strong performance. A lot of the tokens have already pumped quite significantly. We don't really want to be buying those. So make sure that you're subscribed. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe. It's free. All of my content is free. It's always been free. Make sure to check out the links in the description below, where I drop the links to everything that I'm talking about, all the services that I'm using. My free ebooks are also there. The link to my free crypto newsletter is also there. Jump in on that email list. My newsletter is once a month, maximum twice a month, when there's a lot of activity on the market and things to discuss, but I don't really want to spam you with content, so I'm only posting my newsletters once or twice a month, no more than that, because I really hate when you subscribe to someone and they start you know, pushing emails every day and really bombarding you with emails. It's so annoying. It's unnecessary. I'm doing the videos, I'm doing my blog, crypto-corner.com. You can check it out. And I'm doing the newsletters as well. And there's also YouTube Shorts and all of the other content on Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. It's up here, Busy Georgie. So definitely there's so much content that I'm producing already. I don't really need to be spamming you with emails on a daily basis. So hopefully this video was good enough for you guys. I don't really want to make them too long, but there's always a lot to cover these days, so inevitably they become longer and longer. And there we go, it's again over 20 minutes. I really try to keep them between 15 to 20 minutes. So let me end here. This is it for today's video. Make sure to catch the next one, and until then, stay profitable.